Alright, so I just looked at a video that was done on I-95 with Angus Eve 2 days ago. I think it was Thursday. And I have a couple questions, and I know, talking to this group, you all know better than me and you all have the facts. So I really not going to bring too many facts. So this might be a short video. My question is Angus Eve or Dwight Yorke? Did we get it right? And if we had a choice again, who you would prefer? Well, we know we have an interim coach right now, so there's always a question that possibly Angus Eve could come back. So I want to go into understanding the two people. Obviously, both good players, quality players in their time, good goal scorers, and Dwight Yorke went on and played at, honestly, what we would consider the highest level and won some major trophies. And Angus Eve did not reach that far, obviously, as a player, but still did yeoman service for Trinidad and Tobago. Moving on to managerial levels now. Dwight Yorke had one stint with an Australian team. Can't remember the name right now. And then we have Angus Eve, who would have done well with Naparima. That is obviously in SSFL. Currently with Club Sando, who actually are in title contention today, actually, for TTPFL. Had some stints with other countries also. I think he was with Montserrat. And had his time at the helm, Trinidad and Tobago. Again, not going to talk about their stats because I think it's well known that, the numbers well known in terms of the games that would have been played, the results that we would have gotten under both coaches. So you tell me, if Angus Eve is to come back or was to come back, he said in the interview he would actually prefer to be more as a developmental coach because he kind of spoke about his time with the U20 team. He spoke about, some current issues, what is happening with the U17, U20 right now. He spoke about the fact that we don't have a U23 team to really transition footballers into, which is things we spoke about before. All know that is a major problem. He said that people say that his style of football is very defensive, but he spoke about being able to read situations, play games according to merit, and he got some good results, which again we can't deny. Is Trinidad and Tobago in a place now for Angus Eve to return, or do we think that is really now the opportunity for us to look outside of Trinidad and Tobago? In that interview also, he kind of highlighted the quality that the local coaches would have brought before, and the many times we've tried to get foreign coaches and that didn't really work out so well. Obviously, as a local coach, I would expect that to be his angle. He also mentioned that when Dwight Yorke took over, there was no conversation between him and Dwight Yorke, like a handover, and he hadn't spoken to Dwight Yorke since he took up the position. Now, I remember watching I-95 and hearing a couple other people saying the same thing. One being Austin Jack Warner saying that Dwight Yorke needs help, offering to help. I think Gally Cummins also mentioned that Dwight Yorke would need help. And then Dwight Yorke came on and said that he's good and he knows what he's doing. I guess probably in hindsight, he could have used the help. So yeah, Angus Eve mentioned that that did not happen. Angus Eve also mentioned that he is confident that if he was in charge, we would have made it to the World Cup, because he spoke about he was working with the team before, he was developing a team, And again, he spoke of some of his players from the U20 and the players he would have developed, and now they're outside with foreign contracts. And yeah, he kind of highlighted, obviously he wasn't getting any kind of salary that Dwight Yorke was getting. His staff didn't get that kind of salary. No, I know this could just be him coming back and just saying for saying sake that it should have been him instead. But I think there's a genuine conversation to be had, because obviously we see what's going on with Derek King right now, and we're still in the process of actually looking for a coach. I have my thoughts, but I really wanted to leave this one as open as possible, because, as I say, the people who listen to my videos, who watch my videos, who share and subscribe to my channel really and truly know the football. So I want to know, do you think that Angus Eve is probably the best step moving forward for us based on his history? Do you think that Dwight Yorke, well, I guess Dwight Yorke wasn't really the best at that point. What are your thoughts on Dwight Yorke? I should probably change it too. And if not those two, well, obviously not Dwight Yorke, if not Angus Eve, then what are your thoughts about another local coach or another foreign-based coach? I just heard his interview and I just sat and listened to it for about an hour, and it was really kind of interesting. And what do you think the next national coach needs to really do or needs to have to be able to get us some level of improvement in the football and to continue building, because we have our next campaign coming up, and before that obviously things like Gold Cup, Nations League and other little tournaments. So tell me, what are your thoughts, and really looking forward to hear from you all in the comments, where we continue to talk as usual.